Hello, everybody, and welcome to the latest stream of Bridgewater Esports. I am Jacob, or Jaking, and I am joined by Keely. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing very good. We have a very special match today. Keely, do you want to go ahead and introduce it?
Yeah, we got an EAFC match. Our BC, we got Gianni against Sierra University.
I'm definitely very curious about this. For those of you who have tuned into our show match a few weeks ago, or I believe it was last week. No, it was not last week. It was a few
No, it
weeks
was
ago.
a
But
Thursday.
for
Yeah.
those who tuned into our show match, Gianni was a very strong player, and I'm very curious to see how exactly it's going to go against here. I believe we are going to see Gianni repping once again Man City, his own team. That's the one he typically goes for, and I believe Siena University is going to be going with FC Barcelona here.
Yeah, those two are very similar in stats. So it's gonna be hopefully we might see like an evenly laced match between the two sides.
Definitely. I feel like the thing that goes on with Man City versus FC Barcelona is that Man City has like a little bit higher in stats compared to Barcelona, but I wonder if we're actually going to see like that really make a difference. So, I'm also curious about like how exactly they're going to have like their whole setup going right now. Like what do you think they're going to do probably in terms of like team formation?
Yeah, Giovanni usually does five defenders with some in the middle and some up front. So that crucial defense in the back would really be critical to stopping Sierra from making advances on their offense and could prove crucial for counterattacks by Gianni.
Definitely. I feel like being able to have a good defense, especially on something like this, like you have to really be able to be very proactive in what you're doing and ensure that, you don't really give them a lot of space to really move around. So I feel like it's going to be definitely pretty interesting. So right now we're just currently waiting for the match and everything. Along with this, we actually do have another match going on. It is going to be our very own CJ, who would had a match last week, but we had a bit of unfortunate difficulties, which led to the match being forfeited. But we will actually see CJ playing, so I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that one turns out too.
Definitely. Overall, what's your thoughts on BC Esports recently? Like, especially now that we've gotten everything started to get rolling, especially with broadcasts and all that.
I think it's fun. I think it's going to be a great way to, get our name around, get our, name heard, and really just become a prominent factor in Virginia esports, really.
For sure. I'm definitely like very excited about this because it's insane to think that like all of this got started in such a quick time. And I'm just very excited to see what's going on. But I believe we are going to be getting in very soon to our actual match. We do see one team currently ready. I believe that is going to be Gianni, and I believe we're just waiting on the other opponent to get ready. So we should be starting in just a bit.
Yeah.
I'm definitely very excited about what Gianni might do. Like Gianni, it plays insanely aggressive from what I noticed on a lot of his play. So I wonder if we'll see something like that really come out here. But I believe we're gonna go ahead and get into some team formation. We do see Gianni. It's not currently on stream, but Gianni's currently setting up what his players are gonna be like, what his formation is, how he's exactly gonna play everything. So
Yeah, and it looks like he's doing a 5-3-1-1 or 5-1-3-1, which has five defenders, some midfielders, and an upfront striker with Holland as per usual.
I was about to say, as per usual, like that's typically what Holland does, I assume. I assume he's like the main striker for the team.
Yeah, he applies the pressure, and I think that's also going to be crucial is the amount of pressure each side pushes, because if the defense does a lot of pressure on FC Barcelona's offense, their strikers and all that, then the defense could easily stop the offense from getting goals, attempting shots, all of that. So it's really the amount of pressure on both sides that's going to be crucial to seeing how this match plays.
Definitely. I'm very curious to see what exactly we're going to see in terms of like how exactly both teams are going to adapt here. Gianni, if anybody watched the show match, he was very aggressive in his playstyle. Like he did like have a very good defense as well. But the thing about Gianni is that he tries to really just get into a lot of good positions and really just prevent them from trying to move in. So I feel like with Gianni's setup, especially, I feel like we're probably going to see that. But I don't know. I'm very curious to see what Siena University here is gonna really do.
Yeah, their formation could be crucial if they have a certain formation that could counter the offensive, aggressive formation that Giovanni has, then this could be a match where it really depends on either the defense or the offense, not a team as a whole.
Definitely. I feel like that's a good that I feel like that's an interesting thing about going a game like this is that you can have a pretty balanced team, but sometimes you got to be able to have your team on specifically offense or specifically defense. Like sometimes you can't have an all-rounder build. You really got to just do your best to really get in there and ensure that, you're able to take those space. You're able to really ensure that you're not going to put yourself at a disadvantageous position. But I believe we are going to be going ahead and getting into our first match in just a second. It is going to be our very own Gianni of BC versus Siena University. I am very, very curious about this.
Yeah.
All right, I believe we're just going to be loading up in just a second, just kind of waiting on confirmation from everything. They're just kind of letting everything play out. So
Mhm.
I'm definitely very curious about what exactly is going to happen, but we are going to go ahead and get into our first match of the day.
Yeah.
So we do see a bit of an interesting start. We do see Barcelona currently playing pretty decent, pretty aggressive right now. Not necessarily aggressive, but they're trying to really just keep the control. They're trying to play a little bit of keep away, I'd say. And we already
Yeah.
do see them trying to get pretty aggressive right now. They're
Yeah.
trying to get that strike.
Yeah, with Lewandowski up front, that's gonna be a very, very aggressive up front because usually Lewandowski's got that sort of stats, those sort of pace, that sort of push, that pressure that can really bring Barcelona or Siena University up to the front like that.
Definitely, we will. I will say, Ederson over on Gianni's side is definitely playing very well as the goalie. Like he's definitely doing his best, making sure that like he doesn't that FC Barcelona doesn't really find a very good push in for Siena, but we do see Gianni trying to go on the offensive here right now. Roberto is going to take it back from him. He's going to try and just swap it back to midfield. So at this point, Gianni has to try and just play a pretty heavy defense right now.
Yeah, and with 5 defenders, that's kind of easy to do, not exactly full on difficult, but also not too easy because 5 defenders can easily let someone pass through.
Yeah, it's one of those things
Ooh.
about just trying to make sure that like you're able to really allow them to get through, but also allow them to just really play to their positions. But we
Yeah.
do see the first goal go to Siena University here. We do see them playing very aggressive, just
Yeah.
really just playing around Gianni, just ensuring he's not really able to find a lot of good positions here.
Yeah, that set play with Lewandowski's header was really, really well played out and really, really timed well with pace and everything.
Definitely. I feel like that's the thing about what we see here is that it's all about a game of timing pretty much. Like you got to make sure that you're in the right place at the right time and ensure that, you have the positions that you can really play off of right here. So, I'm very curious to see if Gianni's going to really try and find something here. No, he is not. Siena's just
No.
playing insanely aggressive, really just playing that keep away game.
Yeah. But it looks like we might be having a push here. We might be having a little bit of push of pressure now, but it goes far into the goalie.
Yeah, the goalie is going to kick it back for Siena University here. Is Gianni going to
Ooh.
find the ball? No, he is not. It's going to go back to Siena there. So at this point, Siena is playing so aggressive, just like Gianni used to do. Gianni's not really able to find his footing with the way that they are playing right now.
Yeah, we might. Ooh, and that one was a little high from De Jong up there.
Definitely a bit of a high throw. Definitely a bit of a high kick there. Throw. What am I saying? We definitely do see it going pretty high. Ederson getting a long shot right now. Does
Yeah.
get back to Holland and then Rodri. So at this point, Gianni could have an advantage here, but he has to
Ooh,
play it so
to
safe.
Grealish.
Yep, it is going to get passed over back to Grealish. Is it gonna try and find a goal here? It is playing just
Ooh,
a lot of keep away, but
yeah.
unfortunately,
The
Sienna.
pressure with defense is going to be too much for that one. But up to De Bruyne. And again, too much pressure. Too much pressure.
Yeah, like there's just so much pressure at this point that it's really difficult to really do anything for Gianni. But the thing is, there's not a huge gap, which is
Mm,
the thing that Gianni can count on. Ooh, we do see a bit of a steal there for Gianni,
yeah.
which is definitely going to play well into his favor,
Yeah, a
especially
bit
going
of
back to
a.
Holland. Like,
Yeah, and up to Walker.
ooh, Gianni's getting pretty pressured. He does unfortunately go off field there for a second, but
Ooh,
it is going to be a yellow flag coming out real quick. It is going to be a throw in for Siena University here. So at this point, I'm not sure what exactly is going to happen. It is fairly back and forth at this point.
yeah. I'm noticing that Giovanni likes to go down the sides very easily when he gets his breakaways. But it's It's also crucial to sometimes swap sides when there's too much pressure on one side. Switching sides just like that can make the other team go really focused and really give you a chance to go up there and do what he's doing now, applying pressure into
Definitely.
the he's gonna try again with De Bruyne.
Unfortunately, it's not really able to find much. Gianni did have a lot of pressure there. He is trying to really just take it back from Siena University here. It is playing very aggressive. We do see it go back to De Bruyne, but unfortunately, it is going to get stolen once again. Gianni's just not really able to find a good foothold here.
Yeah. I think the equal amounts of aggression are really playing out into a very pressuring game where, ooh, Holland's swooping them out.
Ooh, very good block there from Roberto. So unfortunately, Gianni's not going to be able to get that advantage. But at the same time, he needs to try and keep it up here. As long as he can keep up that pressure, make sure that the opponent's really scrambling, then Gianni's definitely going to have a huge advantage here. It is going to try and
Yeah.
get a bit of a kick. It's going to get passed over to Walker. Walker could find
Walker
something
does
here.
almost a good cross there, but back to Rodri, thankfully.
Yeah, it's definitely a really good clear there, going back to De Bruyne right now, and then is going to back to Walker. He's just
Ooh,
trying to get a good pass, but no,
intercepted.
Sienna's just really playing a good defense game right
Yeah,
now.
Dembele with a breakaway. That's crucial in this type of defense. Those breakaways could lead to someone slipping through that thick wall of defenders.
Definitely, we do see that was can I
That
just talk
was,
about
yeah.
that was an insane defense on the side of Gianni there. We do see it go back to De Bruyne, but unfortunately it is going to go back to Sienna at that point. So even though Gianni is trying to really find his foothold, it's not really able to do a lot right now. He's just being heavily pressured, but at the same time, because of how small the deficit is, it's not going to be that huge of a deal if he doesn't get a score by halftime. He has plenty of time to really bring it back here.
Yeah. And you can also have halftime to think about like strategies, what he needs to change, what he needs to fix, because of how this team's applying so much pressure. Look at that, 2-on-1 right now.
Yeah, Haaland was really trying his best to just try and find something there, but unfortunately, Sienna is just applying so much pressure, really making sure that he's cut off at pretty much every angle, even trying to go for a pass. But Gianni does get a very good pass there from Stearns to Bernardo right there, but
Ooh.
unfortunately, Sienna does take it back pretty quickly.
Yeah, these sorts of breakaways and these sorts of passes and steals are what's crucial sometimes to and there was another goal from De Jong.
Very, very well played there from Siena University, but at the same time, it is only currently a 2-0 lead. I believe that is going to be a quick halftime, so. I'm not fully sure what we're gonna see here, but I believe they're not really gonna take time to really get the strategy back. They're just gonna kind of go for it, and
Yeah.
we
We
see
are
Gianni
going
just
for
right
it
out the
with De
gate.
Bruyne. Heesh. We're going up front and up front. All the pressure. Gundogan and up to Rapina, who's got 5-on-1, and wow.
Mm,
That sort of footwork and that sort of pressure. The defense wasn't really given much pressure onto that offensive right there.
yeah, Sienna is just playing insanely, insanely aggressive right now. Like really, just preventing Gianni from having a lot of good points. Gianni's
Oh,
just trying to pass it back.
from
He does get a
Bernardo
very
to
good pass there.
Grealish.
Is he going to be able to
He
find a
cuts
score
it
here?
in.
I'm not really sure what's going to happen here. Grealish does have control, but
Ooh, to Gundogan.
Sienna's just playing so well at keeping it away from him.
Yeah, it's Lewandowski again with a breakaway. Cut in to Dembele.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tight
Oh,
situation. Ooh, bit of an altercation
yeah.
there, but the ball is going to get caught by Ederson there.
And it's
So
run
it is
right to De
unfortunately going to
Jong.
get caught
Yeah.
right by Sienna there. So at this point, I'm very curious to see what exactly is going to happen. Will Gianni see a bit of a change up here? But at this point, it's very
Oh,
much
and
interesting.
Gundogan, the former Man City scoring on Man City. That's a story you'd love to hear in real soccer.
That's definitely a bit of something that you would be interested to see, but Gianni,
Oh,
Gianni
he's
has to
going
really
for.
find a breakaway. Is it going to be able to get a goal? No, it's going to get bounced off, but
Oh,
the goalie
almost
is going to
got
be able
that
to
with De
block it.
Bruyne.
Very well played there from Gianni, but very good defense as well from Sienna. But it is
Yeah.
going to be a bit of an outfield, unfortunately. So
Yeah, it's going to be a corner kick for Man City, and we're swapping Foden in, which is interesting because Grealish has been doing good so far. So I'm curious why Foden all of a sudden.
I'm not sure,
Ooh,
but they are going to try and get a
we
goal. They
got
do
one.
get a goal. Very well played there
Nice
from
set piece
Gianni.
with the rebound for Haaland. That's clean.
I feel like something that we can learn, especially after the show match, is that like even when you're down a pretty decent deficit, there's
Mm,
always chances to come
mm,
back. Especially like you can be down at a lead like this, 4-1, but there's still a chance that you're able to really come back from that.
yeah. And this corner, they do the little kick and pass, which personally I never approved of that, but I like real
Unfortunately, we
corners.
cannot make the strategies at this point. We're kind of just watching
I know.
it. We can say as much as we want. We
And
can
we're
we
going
can be
down the
like, do this.
sides. Foden up back to Gundogan on Barcelona.
Definitely, like at this point, Gianni has to really play so careful. A very good pass coming out from Barcelona there on
Ooh,
from Siena University, but Gianni does take control back. Rodri is currently in possession and
Cancelo
swapping it
to
over to Laporte,
Laporte.
and then Foden.
Foden.
Once again, it is a bit of a tight situation right
Nice.
now.
That was a nice little turn. And a nice little
Ooh, breaking
the
that man's
footwork.
ankles.
The
What in the world?
footwork. Yeah, the footwork.
Gianni's having some pretty good footwork right now. He's just trying to make sure that he just plays the keep away game right now. Like you don't even
Nice.
have to go for the score.
A header.
He's gonna try and go
Ooh.
for the header, but no, it is going to be
A
a kick
little
back in.
wide, yeah.
Yeah, it is
That
gonna
was
be a
a
kick in.
good attempt though. That was a really good cross into that header.
Definitely. Gianni has to try and just keep up this aggression because I feel like that's really what he has going for him.
Yeah, and with this
Is that
breakaway, the defense in shambles.
definitely the defense is a little bit tight right now, especially with how they're trying to go. But the goal, Ederson is going to be able to get that back. Gianni's going to get a very huge hit. This could
Yeah,
be the lead
this is
that
it.
he needs. It is going to be
Up
passed
to
over to
Haaland.
trying to get over to
Mm.
Haaland, but it's not really able to find much. Conde is able to bring it back there. Same with the ball going over to De Jong. So at this point, it could be like
It could be
back over
anyone's
to
game.
it could be sent back over to Siena.
Bernardo, ooh, to Dembele. Now Dembele's gonna have this breakaway because he's got 3 other people in there he could pass to, but the defense of Man City outnumbers, and they're doing a switch sides over to
Yeah,
Foden.
it was a very
Split
good
that
clear.
pressure.
Very good clear, very
Ooh,
good side swap there. But at the same time, there wasn't really much there that Gianni could do. I feel like the thing that Gianni is lacking a little bit compared to Siena University is that Siena University is just playing heavy defense. And like while they do have a very good
ooh,
offense, it is going to be
that
a very
was
good
a
score.
goal.
That was a very good goal there coming out from Siena University.
Yeah,
So
that cross into that flying kick, that if that didn't make that, that could have been potentially a chance for Man City to have done a free kick for defense of some sort.
definitely, this could be the position that Gianni needs. He's going to pass it back. He's going to try and go for a score. He's going to pass it from
Ooh,
Bernardo over to De Jong. He's going to be back into the possession of Siena University
but
right
back
now.
into
So
Gianni. Now we're back up with Bernardo, up to De Bruyne. Ooh, but it bounced off one of the defenders, so it's going to be a corner. We're doing the little passy pass back to De Bruyne, and we're going in. Oh,
bit of an unfortunate header there. Unfortunately,
yeah.
was not really able to find much, but it's going to
Ooh,
be a
that's gonna
corner
be
kick
another
back in.
corner. Another
Ooh,
little passy pass, but this
nothing.
time blocked by Gundogan. Who knows the passy passes?
Definitely, he knows the passy passes. Ball's gonna get a pretty good kick. He's trying to get a
Mm,
good pass there. Gianni is just really trying to play aggressive.
yeah,
He's just
cause
trying to get his defense
ooh,
over there. But it's gonna be a bit of a steal there from Gianni. This could be the goal that he needs, but no, he's
ooh,
not really able to do much there.
up to Cancelo. Nope, nope.
Unfortunately, it does go back to Siena right there for Gianni, but Gianni is just definitely doing his best. He's definitely, you can see him getting his defense really back right now. Like he's trying to
Yeah.
make sure that he just adds a lot of pressure. But the thing about
Oh,
it is that um, with the way that Siena is playing their defense, is that it's constantly like 2-on-1 situations rather
yeah,
than like having just 1-on-1 situations. So since
yeah,
you're at that man disadvantage, it just really provides a lot of pressure. And we
yeah.
are coming down to some pretty tight timing right now.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
there's going to be a throw in from uh, Siena University there. I'm blanking a tiny bit. I do see a pretty long pass coming out.
Oh,
Oh, this
and
could be the
here we go.
breakaway
Yeah, this is
that they
the
need. Siena's
breakaway
gonna go
up
for the
and
pass.
oh, but
Walker,
blocked by Walker.
Walker, very good block there. Going
Temporary
back to Gundogan,
goalkeeper.
going to De Jong right now. Going back to Gundogan, then
Back to
Lewandowski.
Lewandowski. Ooh. Thankfully for
Very
Ederson, that was blocked, but it's gonna be another corner.
definitely. We're already starting to get near to the end of the game. I believe we're gonna
Oh,
see a very short time. I don't believe Gianni has much to go off here. He tries to get the
oh,
kick in, but I believe it does unfortunately get hit back in. It does bounce off one of his teammates there, so I don't really think we're gonna get much going here. So
De Bruyne
I'm very
kicks it
curious to
up,
see what is going to go on, and I
and
believe that's going to be game number 1 going to Siena there over Gianni from BC. So
yeah. What a match. We saw clearly that while both were aggressive, one was just a little bit more aggressive than the other.
Definitely, they were playing pretty well there. Like Gianni, I definitely think he has to try and get his defense back up because his defense was struggling a lot of times, and it wasn't really able to give him a lot of good, advantageous positions. So
Yeah,
I think
that
as long as he's able to swap up that, it's definitely going to do a lot for him.
yeah, that sort of pressure can be crucial. And it looks like we're switching teams for Sienna. We're gonna have them be playing Chelsea instead, which has lower stats than Man City, but could be an interesting match.
I feel like we're probably going to see something a little bit swapped up here. I feel like we might see, um, like I wonder if it's like a mind game sort of thing. Like especially in competition, it's one of those things where, you got to try and keep your mentality up. Like after being down a pretty decent deficit, you got to make sure that you're able to keep your mentality up, keep your mind in the game, and make sure that it doesn't really start to lag behind.
Yeah, but also Chelsea sometimes. Oh no, looks like we're just going through teams at this point. I have no idea what we're doing.
Yeah, I'm not fully sure what exactly we're gonna see from both teams at this point.
Oh, looks like he's sticking with FC Barcelona. So we're
Definitely.
gonna have hopefully not a repeat of last match, but it should with the new strategies and with what Gianni learned from last match, it should probably hopefully be more evenly matched up and evenly played. That sort
Definitely.
of aggression on both sides is really crucial because one push through of that defensive wall and anything can be broken instantly.
Do you think we might see a change up from Gianni here? Like, I believe he. Do you think we might see something change up with his how his team is currently formed?
I don't know. I mean, maybe up front, or he might. I don't know. It's interesting. Sometimes he does add in like different strikers to better up the oh, what's the word? Like the pace and the footwork and all that. But sometimes it can backfire because those substitutes might not have better stats in other categories that are really necessary for you to win as a whole.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely very curious to see what exactly we might see change up if Gianni does choose to go for a bit of a different setup here. I wonder if he's probably going to change up probably his defensive play style, especially because we did see a lot of benefit there from him playing aggressive, but his defensive line was definitely lacking a little bit. Like, what's your thoughts overall on that?
I think he definitely had the aggression, but that aggression needs to be balanced with a lot of defensiveness because if the other team's going to be just as aggressive, you can't have a lacking defense to where your wall of 5 can't be broken by like one player breaking into it.
Definitely. Like, you got to make sure that you're like, it's a defensive wall for a reason. You got to make sure that wall is stable. You got to make sure that it is able to just be easily attainable and that you're not really able to push through it. So I think Gianni just really has to play his defensive wall a lot better here. But I believe we're about to go ahead and get into our next game in just a minute. We are currently waiting for both players to ready up. So I'm very curious to see if we'll see any sort of change up here from Gianni, especially. I feel like
Yeah.
Sienna is also probably going to stick with the same play style.
Yeah, I think because it did them so well last time, Sienna's going to definitely stick with that aggressive upfront play style. We can see a little bit of that already with how they're pushing up into that defense.
Definitely. I feel like right now, Sienna is just trying to really kind of feel out Gianni at this point, really trying to just make him panic a little bit, make him scramble, try and get his guys like in a lot of different positions that aren't really beneficial to him. But right now, we do actually see Gianni on a bit of a breakaway. He's trying to get the
Mm,
ball, but no, Sienna does take it back, but it does go back to Gianni. It goes back to Cancelo, and it does go to Grealish at this
Grealish,
point.
yeah.
He has to try and play pretty good. Ooh, this might
Out
be the
to
break that he
Laporte,
needs.
into Haaland, but Haaland's got two on him. But it looks like they called it a foul on Gianni there to where the defense gets a free kick. And that'll definitely give Siena University the advantage that they really need.
Definitely. I feel like Gianni's really trying to change up his style here. Like we definitely see him playing a lot more defensive, but he's also really trying to just find those openings. And as soon as he has those openings, he's just going for it. He's not really letting them he's not really letting them in a lot of ways. But we do see a pretty
Ooh,
decent defensive hold from Gianni. The goalie is able to catch that. Ederson is gonna throw it back to over to Grealish. So at this point he has to try and play midfield pretty good right now.
yeah, and
This
it's
could be the
going up to
breakaway.
Haaland. Yeah, that's a breakaway, all right. Ooh, but it was blocked by a defender. So great attempt, but just not good for. you know.
Yeah, it was definitely a bit of a tight situation. We do see it once again bounced off of Roberto there. So
It's
we're
gonna
gonna
be a
have a corner
corner,
kick.
and it's gonna be a little passy pass up to Grealish. Grealish breaking through up to Holland, but Holland had a wall of defenders in front of him, and now we've got a breakaway from De Jong to Rapinoe.
I feel like at this point, Gianni is definitely like we noticed a lot of times from how Sienna's playing. They are trying to keep that
Ooh,
defensive. They are keeping a massive defensive wall. They are basically like stacking all of their members up, just ensuring that you cannot get in very
ooh,
easily. Ooh, trying to go for the header there, but Ederson is going to be able to stop it. It is going to be thrown back in to Gianni. So this could be the benefit that he needs at this
yeah.
point.
That was
But once
almost
again,
a bicycle kick from Lewandowski to get that 6-6 goal.
definitely, I believe we might see a bit of a corner kick here.
Another
Yes,
corner.
we are going to see a corner kick coming out on the side of Sienna. Sienna's going to try and find something here. It is going to
Mm.
be a bit of a header. Gianni is going to take it back. Very
But
good
back
hit,
to
but
Gundogan.
unfortunately, it's going to get caught
And
by
Gundogan.
Gundogan. It's going to go out once again. We might see another corner kick.
Yep. This is sometimes the pain of soccer. The repeated corner kicks over and over and over. Just rinse and repeat. But now it's
Oh,
gonna be probably a goal kick?
it might be a
Nope,
goal kick.
another corner.
Another goal kick once again. I'm
This
very curious to
time,
see.
ooh, probably another corner.
Oh
This is
my
welcome to
goodness.
soccer,
What?
everybody.
Welcome to EAFC, where all you do is get corner kicks.
Oh, and we're doing a little passy from Dembele, but blocked by Ruben. Back to Pedri and over. So that's definitely gonna give us a goal kick to where we can kick it out and not be stuck in a little box forever.
Definitely, Gianni. Like at this point, he could have a pretty huge advantage.
Ooh,
Holland is going to be able to take it, but unfortunately, it is going to get taken
ooh.
right back. Ooh, we do see Holland get knocked down, unfortunately, but
But
Gianni's just trying
Dembele's
to
up
get.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just trying to play a pretty defensive game right now. It's probably going to get past. Is it going to find anything?
No,
No,
because
Gianni's going to get a
Ruben.
pretty good header from Ruben there. Sam DeConsolo is going back to Holland. He's just trying to get him
Haaland
out of the way.
breaks
This
away.
could be the breakaway that he needs right now. This could be very crucial. He has to be so careful. Is he going to make it? Yes, he's
Yes.
going to be able to find the score. Very well played from Gianni there, immediately finding that aggressive hold and just taking it.
Yeah, that breakaway, that push is what he really needed to get his mentality back up, get him back in the mindset of, "Oh yeah, I got this. I can do this."
I feel like that's the thing is that Sienna is playing very aggressive at points, but they have such a large defense that once that it's very hard for them to really like that once they move back, it's very hard for Gianni to find a breakaway. So if Gianni's able to really play that properly, he can get some massive breakaways here. But it
Ooh,
is going to get the game tied
with
currently.
Lewandowski.
So
Nice footwork in the box. Very, very Lewandowski.
ooh, De Bruyne is playing very well. He's got the footwork going, but
mm.
no, it is going to get caught out by Rapina here. So I'm very
Up
curious
to
to see what we might
Lewandowski
see.
again. Lewandowski.
Is going to be another corner kick, I believe. So gonna get kicked back in. I wonder if we're gonna see maybe a little passy pass, but I'm not fully sure.
I'm not seeing a passy pass. Usually a passy pass, there's two people up at the
Yeah,
corner.
that's what I assumed. I apologize. I do not know as much about this game as you do. All right.
Well, when you have a family that loves soccer.
That is completely fair. We do see Walker get a very good pass over to
Mm.
Holland. Is going to go over to Bernardo here.
Yep,
Gianni
he's gonna
could
pass
have
it
a
up to
pretty
Rodri.
decent advantage,
Ooh,
but no, it
ooh.
is going to get taken back
We're
once again
having
by Sienna.
interceptions by both sides. It's very, very tight here. Gundogan up to Rapina, up to Lewandowski, who might be able to take a shot, but blocked by Rupen. Ooh, but a
Very
nice volley by Rapina.
Very well played there, but as we can see, the defensive line of Siena is just coming out in full force here. It is going to get passed over to I'm not
Dembele
yeah, Dembele is going to take it back. It
to
is going to
Bernardo
be taken back to
Silva.
Bernardo. Is he going to try and pass it back
He's
through to
going
midfield?
wide.
I don't believe he's going to try and find anything
He's
there.
got
He's
to
just
cut in to
trying to find it
Rodri.
out right now. He's just trying to feel it out, trying to see what's going on right now, but I believe it is going to go back to De Jong on the
Yep.
side of Siena
And
at
here
this
we go.
point.
We got a true one-on-one with Lewandowski. And it's going over. Ooh, that was a sweet pass in up to Rapina to distract the goalie right there. But it looks like we got Haaland going one after one after one, and
Ooh,
oh,
we
it's
do
a
see a
free kick.
penalty. We do see a free kick. I mean, not
But
a
he
penalty.
kicks
My
it
bad.
back, and then it goes to Stones. Back to Dembele. De Bruyne's up there. Yeah, they've got a pile of people right now.
Definitely, Holland is just really trying to find his opening right now. Like
Yeah.
you have to be able to get Holland in. You cannot let him you can't just let him be defended at all times. Like, you have to really help him get in and find his position because, he's your main striker. You
Yeah.
got to make sure that he's able to find those advantageous positions. But Bernardo is going to make a pretty big break over
He's
onto
gonna
right field. Is
cross
going to
it
pass it
in
in through mid.
to
Cancelo is going to take it. Is he going
Cancelo.
to pass it over to Holland? I know it is going to
Oh,
get blocked, though. So
but
it is
that's
going to be
gonna
a
be a
corner kick.
corner. Yeah. And it looks like we're doing a 1-2 passy pass up there with Grealish and De Bruyne out to Rodri. Rodri's kind of, taking his time. Back up to Grealish. Grealish kicks it in towards the box, but switches sides. We're going to
Ooh,
Cancelo.
this definitely could be the breakaway that Gianni needs. The defensive line is a little bit in shambles right now. It is fairly
Up to
set up, but at this
Silva.
point, it is going to be passed
Up
over
to
to Bernardo. Is he going to
Haaland.
get the Haaland? It
Oh!
is going to be blocked, and it is going to
Ooh.
be caught by the goalie of Siena there. So very well played from them.
Yeah, that was a good defense and offense. Both sides equally aggressive, both sides equally defensive. Very interesting. Up to Haaland again.
This could be
Haaland's making a
he's
breakaway.
making a breakaway.
He's
Is he
making
going
a
to be able to
break.
get it? No, he's not
Oh,
going to. The
bounced off
goalie
the
is going to
goalie.
stop it, and then I believe it is going to be halftime there. I wonder if we'll see something change up from Gianni here, but I'm not fully sure. But as you can see, we see something coming out from defense, and I believe we are actually going to see a bit of a change up here from Gianni. So I'm very curious to
Yeah,
see what.
ooh, interesting. Yeah, it looks like he's putting in Kovacic in the midfield and putting Cancelo in the defense. Maybe that'll give him a better chance of getting that control over the defense, getting that ball when he really needs it.
Definitely. I feel like we're probably going to see something change up here. Gianni definitely does have a big breakaway right now. He's really trying to find it. Bernardo does have De Bruyne right by his side, making sure that he's able to try and push it. But
That
no, he's going to
pass.
be get caught by Pedri, going back to Dembele, and then back
Up
to
to
Lewandowski.
Lewandowski again. Lewandowski seems to be the recurring factor in Siena's goal scoring. Lewandowski is a crucial, really well known striker in the soccer world, so his stats are really high up there.
Definitely, his stats are going to be up there, but it seems like Gianni's at a pretty decent deficit right now, currently down three goals at this point. Gianni definitely could have something to come back to as long as he's able to really get past the defensive
Yeah.
wall that is Siena at this point. Might have a bit of a breakaway here, but no, it is going to be played out very well on the
Oh, but
side of Siena.
Rodri
But no,
intercepts
Rodri's going to
it.
be able to get a good
Rodri has the
steal.
breakaway up to Haaland. Haaland's able to get it through to Roberto. Ooh, but Roberto steals it in the end. Up
Definitely
to
is going back over
Dembele.
to Dembele, but Gianni's just trying to play some pretty decent defense right now, trying to get it back. It is going to be kicked out. I believe that's going to be a throw in for Siena University there.
Yeah. It's interesting that both sides really like to stick to those edges and not tend to go to the middle, but ooh, that was just a 1, 2, 3, boom right there from Siena.
Definitely very well played from Siena there. Siena is just holding on to this lead, ensuring that they're not really able to move in, and just really playing that defensive wall so well. But Gianni has to try and find something here. Dembele is just trying to get back in. He's just playing so well to his positions, but it is going to be go back to Kovacic. It is going to be back into Holland at this point. Holland has to be insanely careful right now.
Yeah, he's got to give it to someone who's not like there to Grealish, who didn't have any defenders around him to be able to pass up to De Bruyne, who breaks away. Aw. But I think they
Yeah,
called it offsides because De Bruyne was probably just a smidge ahead of that defensive wall. You have to be really careful about that with
definitely.
soccer. One of the most controversial rules is offsides, for sure.
I was about to say, it sounds like it is pretty decently controversial, but ooh, I do believe might see something like that happen once again. It is going to be a kick in for Gianni right now. It is going to be a really big pass. It's going to be a very good clear
To the
over to
far
Grealish.
edge. Up into Haaland.
Is he going to try?
Haaland
He has to try and play
cuts
it so
in.
careful. He's trying to cut it in, but
Oh,
no,
he
it is
had a
going to get
3-on-1
stolen back
right
once again
there.
from Siena. Dembele is going to take the ball right back. He's trying to really get something here,
The
but Kovacic
Kovacic,
does
yeah.
take it back, so it is going to
Up
be
to
going back to
Grealish.
Grealish.
Pressing again, that far edge. It's always that far edge where we see the players go. It's always interesting. Up to De Bruyne. De Bruyne's got it. Into Haaland. Oh, De Bruyne could have taken that shot and made it. Oh,
Definitely.
looks like we're doing a 1-2 pass again on the corner. Swapping it around to Bruyne. Going in. Oh, but the goalie just punches it out. Up to Lewandowski, where the defensive wall is not really a wall. It's just kind of a weird square.
It is indeed kind of a weird square, but then again, the good thing about that is you can box people in, make sure that they're not really able to, find a lot of positions to really get in, really just get those scores. So
Yeah.
I believe we're going to see it is going to be a toss in through
For
Gianni here.
Gianni.
So
Up
it's going to be passed over
to
to Grealish.
Grealish. Grealish breaks away. He's going in. It's over to Haaland. They really need to not No offense to Holland, but we need to stop passing to him and take the shot half the time.
I feel like that is definitely something that is starting to become a little bit of a problem, is that he's really relying on Haaland to really try and get a lot of these goals right now.
Bernardo,
he's
yeah.
trying to set him up in constant positions, which is good, but at the same time, if you're able to get your opponents into some
Ooh.
positions where they're not really able to defend, like even somebody like De Bruyne
Oh, here we
can get
go.
something here for
Oh,
them, but
ooh,
no, it is
just a
going to
little
be
high.
just a little high there. Unfortunately, not going to be able to find a goal. Is going to be a goal kick in here for Sienna.
Yeah. And with the way that if he keeps doing those same movements, going far wide, then cross into Holland, the Sienna's gonna recognize that pattern and then play against it really well. But we have De Bruyne breakaway, blocked by a goalie, but in by Grealish with a rebound off the goalie. Now that's how you have, yeah, that's why you have to have a player on each side because those sort of rebounds can be crucial to the way that strikers score goals immensely.
Definitely, like very well played from Gianni
Mm.
there, trying to get both of his guys into some pretty good positions. It was able to score him a pretty good goal right now, but I feel like it is still a little bit tough, especially with being down by three
Yeah.
goals. It is currently a 5-2 deficit.
Up with
Gianni
Gundogan.
has to play it so careful and is
Oh,
going to
Gundogan.
Gundogan going to get a very good score there. It's going to be a pretty decent gap right now, currently up 6-2 over on the
Yeah.
favor of Sienna. So
And
at
it
this
looks like
point,
we swapped out oh gosh, I don't know who, but someone for Alvarez. Alvarez is a younger, not younger, but fresher legs on the field,
so
so
we do
maybe
actually.
they'll give them a press into more wide
We
sides.
did see it, but it was Silva subbing out for
Silva, that's it.
yeah, subbing out for him. So I wonder if we might see something change up here.
Yeah. Alvarez is new to the soccer field, but has a really good abilities, really good footwork, and all of that. So that sort of fresh, young energy, legs, all of that could really be crucial when making pushes onto that right side of the field.
And definitely, I feel like something Gianni has to really be careful of is that Gianni has just a few minutes left onto this clock. If he's not able to find a lot of advantageous
Ooh,
positions, it is unfortunately
he
going to be a
should
bit of a
just,
tight
yeah.
situation for him. So at this point, he has to try and just change up his play style, just get as aggressive as he can. But with the way that Sienna's playing, it is definitely very difficult for him to do that.
Yeah, people, yeah, we got Kovacic out there. We got people on people up to Alvarez. Alvarez is going to take a little bit of a run. Pass up to Haaland. Nice pass.
This could be the breakaway that Haaland needs. Is he going to be able to find a goal? Is going to be
Up to
passed in. Grealish is
Grealish.
going to be able to find a
Yes.
very good score there, tightening that gap even just a little bit more. Gianni has to play this so careful, especially being just 4 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, and especially because this is crunch time. This is where people can falter the most. This is where defensive walls can break and offenses can take full offense of it because defenses, they get tired. They're doing a lot of running, a lot of defending. At
Oh,
this point, they can get exhausted and they can break and not do as much as they normally do.
oh, for sure. Like especially in a situation like this, you got to be able to really try and play to your defense's like benefit here. You got to make sure that they're not gonna let themselves get fatigued, get themselves in a bit of a tough position. So I wonder if we'll see Gianni try and change up something here, especially considering we have just a little bit
Ooh,
we have a
ooh,
little bit more
ooh.
time left in the game. Ederson is going to be able to catch the ball. Is going to get a quick pass back.
Up to De
I'm
Bruyne,
very
up to
curious.
Alvarez, who has nobody around him.
He doesn't have
Ooh,
anybody around him, but it is going to get a pretty good stop there from the side of Sienna. It is going to get passed back, and I believe that is going to be the game going in for them. And I believe that is going to be 2-0 on the side of Sienna there.
yeah. Rough start, but we have learnings from this. We learned that defense needs to be a little bit more in there, a little bit more well round, so that the offense doesn't have as many breakaways like we did.
Definitely. I feel like the thing about this is that I believe that it was a game of I believe it was actually a best of 3. So unfortunately, Gianni does go down that game 2-0. So
Yeah,
regardless, very well played from both of them. Like Gianni definitely tried to hold his own. He did very well, and I'm very impressed with how he played. But I definitely think with the way that it was, he definitely is gonna have to try and come back for next match, especially.
definitely. Yeah, I think the takeaway from this is that that defense needs to be Loctite. If it falters or if it breaks at any point, the offense will take full full chance of that, full advantage, and they will push through and they will break away like we saw on both sides. They will break away and they will score those goals.
Definitely. I feel like in a situation like that, it is going to be a bit tough, especially you got to really be able to try and bring yourself back. But I wonder if we'll see Gianni try and like swap up something, especially going into his next match. I wonder if he might try and clean up his defenses a little bit because he did have some pretty good offenses, but his defenses definitely were a bit tight. So I wonder if we might see something there. But yeah, I'm definitely like very impressed with how both players played.
Yeah.
So
I think also a good thing for him to do is have better, not better, but have different ways of going towards the goal, because the common theme I saw, go wide, go in towards Holland, and then have Holland shoot. But Holland was always blocked by defenders. So by repeating that process, you have the same plays, and Sienna can easily be like, "Oh, he's gonna do this now," so we can block and we can prepare.
definitely. But yeah, with that being said, we will be going ahead and cutting to a very quick break, and then we'll be back with an interview with our very own player, Gianni, see what his thoughts were. But yeah, definitely stick around. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Hello, everybody, and we are back here with our very own Gianni. How are you feeling today, dude?
I'm a little bit upset with the results overall, but at the same time, it gives me, positive vibes, realizing that that was the starting point with my first game getting officially forfeited, which did count as a win. I'm 1-1, so that's something to take away from this, and I learned a lot of things that I need to work on, so it was a very valuable experience.
Definitely. I do agree that like even with games like this, even if it is a little tough, you can learn a lot from it. What do you think you might do going into like your next one? What do you think you might prepare for a little bit more?
I think I need to take the mental prep as serious as possible, and I thought I did this time, but there's always things that you can do better. And when it comes to the actual physical playing of EAFC, I'm not going to say it, but there's certain things that I know that I need to work on. And
Mhm.
like I said, I'm really excited that I got that starting point. It was a little weird, not having the first official game be played. And this one, I just need to be as prepared as possible.
I was about to say, do you think it might have been like a little bit rusty compared to like since the first one was forfeited? Do you feel like it was just like probably some rust coming in from there, or probably just like just kind of prepared normally, but it felt like there was a little bit more you could do?
I got no excuses, man. I got to do better.
That's fair. I completely understand that. But regardless, you did insanely well. So definitely just gotta pick yourself back up, and you got this next week, man.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really am looking forward to it, and it's another opportunity to show myself. And I don't want to let my team down, so I want to keep doing what I can to help the team.
Definitely just gotta pick yourself back up. But you got this, man. Definitely keep it up. But yeah, I was gonna say, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and take it to a very quick break, and we'll actually be going to CJ, who is currently playing a few of his matches right now. But we should be seeing how he's gonna be doing. But with that, Gianni, thank you so much for doing a quick interview with us. Definitely just bring it back next week. You guys got this. So
Thank you
definitely
for
think
having me.
not a
You guys
problem.
do a great job.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the BC Esports Varsity stream. I am Jacob, and I am joined by Alex, who most of you might remember from the show match. How are you doing today, dude?
I'm doing really well. The first match was a fun one to watch. It was going really well. A little bit unfortunate the result, uh, but overall, I'm doing really good.
That's good to hear. I was about to say, how you feeling about like this upcoming season? For right now, especially after like the game with Gianni, but especially as we get into CJ's game soon.
Oh, I mean, both of them. They're both very very good at the game. I mean, I've been playing them for almost a year now, like nonstop, and I know CJ. I mean, I think that he has a possibility of winning this match today.
Definitely. Something that a lot of people might not have been able to hear, but CJ was kind of popping off earlier. Like when we were waiting for everything to get set up back again, we just heard him screaming from the other room. So
So I guess it's going pretty well.
I guess it's going pretty well. I'm not fully sure what exactly is going to be happening, but I'm very curious to see what exactly is going to be going on. If we might see like how CJ is going to play differently or anything like that, or what exactly is going on with his games. So I'm not fully sure.
Well, funny enough, because I play him so much, I'm pretty sure that he's going to be using FC Barcelona. Convenient enough. But he does really well. I'm really looking forward to this match.
Definitely. I'm very looking forward to it. I believe he was already starting. I don't know if he's on game 2 already or if he's already been like around that time. So very curious to see where we're actually going to be when we get started. But I was about to say, speaking of that, what's your thoughts overall about like with how everything's going? Like from what we heard earlier, like do you think it's going to be going pretty well?
I mean, hearing the noise that we heard, I'm pretty. I would hope so. I hope that he's pretty happy.
I feel like he is probably going to be pretty happy, but yeah, I'm very curious to see what we might see come in. So we're currently waiting for everything at the moment. Just waiting for the game to actually be set up. I believe we're just trying to fix some technical issues, but everything should be up very soon. I am definitely very excited, especially after the game with Gianni and everything. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, no, I'm totally hyped. And I to bring it up again, the noise. I want to know what's going on. I really want to know what's going on in
I
that
feel
room.
I feel like that's the thing, especially when we hear it. Like it's not able to be picked up on stream, but whenever we hear somebody getting hype, we're always just like, "What in the world is going on over there?" Like it doesn't matter what it is. Like it was for Valorant as well. Like every time we heard something popping off, we were all just like, "What in the world?"
What's going on over there?
I feel like it's one of those things though, like getting that way definitely shows that like you're trying to hype yourself up, you're showing your like you showing you have like good mentality and everything.
Oh
So
yeah.
I feel like with that it's definitely something very interesting coming from both sides. So I'm very curious to see what exactly CJ will bring to the table here. What do you think is his typical play style is probably going to do? Like especially going FC Barcelona as we saw in like the previous game.
Well, I know one thing. One thing, especially, is he's very. How do I put this? He passes a lot.
Mhm.
He plays tiki taka. He likes to pass the ball around, try and create opportunities as low as possible.
Mhm. So he kind of like kind of plays a little tricky, especially with like trying to make sure that he's like getting everybody into some pretty disadvantageous positions.
Oh yeah, the ball can move in a triangle within a second with CJ.
Oh, that's definitely going to be an interesting playstyle swap from what we saw with Gianni. But unfortunately, we will have to take a very quick break because we are still currently getting things set up. But we will be back very soon, so definitely stick around. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the stream. We are still currently waiting for the match to get underway, but I think there's a few questions that I would like to ask Alex here. How are you feeling about your game coming up next week?
Uh, well, I know. So with Gianni and his game, after the loss today, it's obviously very unfortunate. But I think that Gianni's a competitor. He's been competing all his life. He used to be an athlete at the school.
Hmm.
He played soccer here for 3 years. Um, and so he's gonna be a little upset, and I think because of that, it's gonna push him harder in practice. And I could expect some good results next week.
Definitely. I'm very curious to see what Gianni is like, if we're going to see him bounce back, especially after that. It definitely seemed like during the interview, it did seem like he was feeling a little bit shaken up, but regardless, as long as he's able to keep his mental up, I feel like he can definitely bring it back. But I was about to say, I believe you also have a match next week as well. How are you feeling about that?
Uh, Pretty good.
I was about to say, do you think
Yeah,
there's going to be like anything significant you might try and do? I was about to say, if like you don't want to say your strategies on stream, you don't have to. I'm just asking questions.
it's a little surprise.
It's all a surprise.
It's all a surprise.
That's fair enough. That's really all you can say. But I'm very curious, regardless of what we're gonna see, like especially with the upcoming matches. Like it was definitely a bit of a tough match. I feel like Sienna is definitely gonna be a team that we're gonna have to watch for later on. But with the way that everything has been and what we see from all the players, I feel like there is a very good chance that we can really hold our own in a lot of the future games.
Oh no, Sienna they played very 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 well. They were aggressive on both sides of the ball, throwing challenges in, not allowing Gianni to take certain opportunities in which he's used to having, which you could have seen in the match where I played against him.
Hmm.
He just it was more of an adjustment on the fly that he kind of had to made. Seeing him score though, at the end of the day, that's something always positive to see. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely very curious to see like what exactly is gonna come out from both sides. Like I wonder how exactly it's gonna affect both like mentalities and everything.
Hmm.
But I was about to say, like, thinking of this, there's actually a decent question that was raised by someone on our production is how does like EAFC affect like IRL soccer? Like how do you think it can kind of translate to one or the other?
So formations and tactics are probably one of the biggest things, um, for me that would definitely stand out. And also with it being faster paced, that definitely makes a difference rather than in soccer. It's an actual minute rather than a couple seconds.
I was about to say like it's just a couple seconds before like an actual minute passes in game and everything.
But the
So
buildup is it's all so quick. Um, so also another thing that you can do in your tactics menu. So something I saw with Gianni, Kyle Walker, his right back, on the attack, he would come up the wing
mhm.
in order to join the attack, and some other people would stay back who would normally go forward, trying to create some more defensive, some more offensive. It kind of isolated the side, but you could see those type of tactics in soccer as well. Certain players go up, certain players stay back.
Gotcha. I was about to say, do you see a lot of things like that in any actual soccer matches? Like if you do watch it regularly, like do you see any sort of like formation that can translate from IRL soccer to EAFC or
Well, I'm gonna give a shout out to a guy who's on the soccer team who is also on the esports team, Vincent Mara,
Mhm.
who is an outside back. Sometimes, if you go to the games, you'll see him. Sometimes he stays back and he just has to protect the line, while other times he'll go run up with the ball, join the attack, maybe get an assist, maybe get a goal.
Mhm. So you think like do you think there has to be like a very good balance coming out between both your offense and your defense? Like you can't really focus anything on like do you think there are moments that you can really focus on one or the other or do you feel like there has to be like a decent balance between everything?
I would say I would say that um, if anything, it really does need to be more of a balance, if anything at all. Because once you're on the attack, let's say that you lose the ball. We saw this in the last game as well. There's a chance for the counter attack, in which then now you might have less players. Let's say 2 or 3 defenders, while 5 guys are coming at you.
Mhm.
And so at that point, then you need to be focusing on your defending and trying to get all those players back.
So you feel like it's kind of like a mix of like having a balance between having good offense and defense, but being able to prioritize one or the other when the time kind of comes around to it.
Absolutely.
Interesting. I was about to say, speaking of kind of what we were talking about, like having IRL soccer kind of change anything, do you think having a background in like actual soccer help you in any way in EAFC, or do you think anybody could kind of like pick up the game and try and understand it?
I definitely can say playing soccer, there are some advantages, but overall, I could say anyone who plays it. If you have an interest in it, go ahead, play. You're gonna do a good job.
Definitely. I was about to say, with that being said, we're actually going to go ahead and get into our first match, which is going to be game 2 of CJ versus, I believe it was Dallas University. I believe it is actually going to be game 3. Never mind. I was wrong about that. It is going to be 1-1. So this right here is the decider at this point.
Oh, it's a very big game.
Definitely. I was about to say, especially being like up 1-1, I feel like for game 2, that was probably what we heard him getting hyped for. Do you think like him winning that second game is going to be something that really leads to his benefit?
Oh, there's got to be a momentum shift. There's no doubt about it. But right here, as you can see, he's a little bit more on the defensive end, and there's a goal.
Yeah, that is going to be a goal coming out for the Dallas University, and I'm very curious to see if we might see probably something swap up here. I feel like he has to really play on a bit more of a defensive side, because I feel like that is something that we saw a little lacking there. Because even though it was a very good defense, he was still able to break away pretty easily through it.
It almost looks like that one could have been saved. Just one right above him.
Definitely feel like it was probably just like an unfortunate miss. Wasn't able to really get the save at that point, so very curious if we might see something change up for CJ here, especially because it's only like 5 minutes into the game in like in-game time. So he still has a lot of like positions to really move in.
Looks like he's nope, he's moving it back central, but I thought he was going up the wing there for a second. As it looked just a little bit open.
Definitely. I feel like right now we already do see one of them with a pretty big breakaway. It is going to get passed back. CJ's just playing very well, getting good, going to be passed back to midfield, getting a very good clear. So CJ definitely could have a bit of a breakaway here.
Oh, he's got the through ball.
He's got the through. Is he going to be able to get the score? No, it is going to be blocked. So very well played from them, but it is going to be a corner kick going in here.
It's a good in swinger right there.
Definitely. I feel like right now CJ's just trying to play so careful. Ooh, a bit of a defense coming out there from Dallas.
Here's what we were talking about. He's really got to get back, or else this is a dangerous position to be in.
Definitely, like even like being at such a point where like you can still try and get everybody back, even having like one even missing from your defensive line, it can definitely lead to a lot of cracks start to forming. So I feel like you really have to play pretty heavily into your defensive line, especially at these points.
I'm not really sure what happened there.
I believe if I saw it correctly, I believe we did see one of them try and get a score, and I believe it bounced off somebody as they were trying to get a pass back, which did launch it kind of far. So I believe that is what we saw, but I could be wrong. But it seems like we do see Dallas getting a bit of a lead here. They're trying to take over on right wing at the moment, but it seems like CJ is going to take it back. Is going to be sent back to midfield, but it is once again going to be in Dallas's control at this point. Ooh, a bit of a
No,
breakaway.
that's dangerous.
This could be pretty dangerous. Is it going to go in? It is going to go in, and is going to be 2-0 up to Dallas at this point.
Now I am really wondering if he's going to try and go more defensive or just try and get up there up top to see if he can get another goal.
Definitely. I feel like it's going to be a bit of an interesting situation. I was about to say, with the teams that both of these are playing, like obviously CJ is currently playing FC Barcelona. What's your thoughts on Dallas going? What's your thoughts on the team right now?
I mean, Real Madrid is a very good team. I know in my time playing EAFC, excuse me, I've always had a challenge personally with them. But right now, it looks like CJ's doing pretty well as he gets the ball in the box.
Ball is going to be going into the box, but it is going to go off field. I believe we're going to see a bit of a discussion there. It is going to be a penalty kick there. Is he going to be able to get the score? We're going to see. It is going to be a very good goal there coming out from CJ. This could be a pretty big turning point right now.
No, you really got to hope for a momentum switch if you're CJ right now.
I feel like that's the thing. Even getting a score like that, regardless of like how it happened, getting any sort of goal is definitely going to be a huge momentum shifter, because you're going to be trying to tighten that gap, make sure that there's no like big deficit or anything like that.
Doing well staying on him defensively as he earns back the ball.
Definitely. CJ is playing very good at trying to get very aggressive. He's getting some pretty good clears. He's going to probably pass it back over to left wing, and it is going to happen there. CJ could have a bit of a breakaway. It's still going to be played back pretty well. So he's just really trying to break through that defensive line at this point.
He's doing a good job again. Still Preston earning the ball back.
Definitely. What do you think CJ's definitely like trying to take a bit of a change up in his play style, like really trying to get on those offensive lines, just really trying to break through that barrier?
Oh, what a shot right there.
Definitely. I believe we're going to see a corner kick coming out as well. So
I think CJ is trying to get that ball more up there than he was before, as we could see that earlier that he was just getting it towards his back line and relying just on his defense. And right now he's trying to deal with the fast break.
definitely but luckily he is able to stop that. He is going to get a pretty good pass. This could be the breakaway, but we do see it is a bit of a tight situation. It is going to get past
What
him.
a good
It is going to
goal.
be a very, very good goal.
There. Oh, no, very fortunate.
I was about to say, very fortunate. He is going to be able to get that get the corner kick in. CJ is going to take control again. What's your thoughts overall with how CJ is playing?
It was a little bit rough to start, but right now he's doing a great job putting the pressure on up top as well as right there at the midfield, trying to prevent that fast break from getting through.
Definitely. I feel like being able to prevent those fast breaks, we do see a bit of a break in the defense there. It is probably going to go in, though it is not going to be stopped. So that is going to be a bit of an unfortunate goal for CJ, but very well played from Real Madrid there. So I'm very curious to see what we might see change up.
That's a good run by CJ.
He is trying to find a bit of a breakaway here, so I'm very curious to see what we might see. Ooh, but the possession does go out. I believe we're actually going to see a throw in for CJ. This could be the advantage that he needs here. Yeah, but it seems like Dallas is just constantly stopping him at pretty much every point, like even trying to get some pretty good passes in. So I feel like it's definitely a bit of a tight situation. Ooh, bit of a breakaway. Is
dangerous.
it going to get blocked? Yes, it is, but it's going to be a kick in, corner kick for Dallas right now.
CJ had a good time within that 10 minutes, having a lot of high press right here, having another fast break.
This could be a really, really good opportunity. He's going to try and take it back. He's going to get the pass, but no, the goalie is going to catch it for Dallas. But CJ is definitely doing his best to apply pressure, just ensuring that they're not really able to stop him, just trying to break through that defensive wall. So very well played from CJ there, but he's going to have to try and swap back to defense at this point.
Good step.
Very good step. This could be the breakaway that he needs. He's just playing some pretty good footsies right now, just trying not to let it through. But I believe he's going to get stopped. He's going to get passed over. So the possession does go back to Dallas right now. But CJ's playing very, very aggressive, just ensuring that he's not really able to find a lot of good positions to get a pass here.
Seeing that run up the wing is dangerous.
He's definitely running up. He's definitely like playing a bit of a dangerous game, running up the wing. It is going to be a very good stop from CJ there. Very good defense. Like CJ, I feel like the thing is that he's swapping very well, going from his offensive to his defensive line, really making sure that he's able to swap them around when needed. So I feel like it definitely could be anybody's game. CJ could have a chance to really bring it back here, but I believe we're going to see some swaps over on CJ's side. So what are your thoughts on that exactly?
I think I just saw him take Lewandowski out. I'm not sure about that one, but let's see if it plays to his advantage.
I wonder if CJ taking Lewandowski out, he might go for something that's more of like a balanced kind of offensive line. Like he's probably going to try and get more over onto the offensive line that allow him for more passing opportunities. But I'm not fully sure what we might see from there because isn't Lewandowski like his main striker at that point?
Yeah, he's the main striker. I'd expect that he's starting to get tired, and so he's just trying to make a sub and try and have pace up top, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I definitely feel like he might be trying to play like a bit of a strategic plan because like you want to have your striker be able to like have them at their full potential. So swapping them out to really just try and give him some advantage, give him some time to rest is definitely going to play pretty good into CJ's advantage. But who's going to be a bit of a header? Is that going to be a corner kick for CJ? No, it's going to be a kick in from the goal there. CJ getting a very good lob. It's going to be able to get a very good pass. This could be the lead that he needs. He's trying to get really past that.
If he gets a shot off of Torres.
No, he's not really able to get a shot off, unfortunately, but is going to be rolled back in from the goalie. CJ has to try and get back onto his defensive line right now.
Vinicius Jr. being really fast, also be able to play that ball well. It's Rodrigo.
Ooh, CJ is able to get a very good pass there. It is going to be going over to Torres. Torres is just playing very aggressive, going over to Rafinha right now. But CJ's trying to throw it over, but it's not really able to do much. But he's trying to get something going here. But it is a bit of a tight spot, especially for Dallas right now.
Here's another possible counterattack. Let's see if everyone gets back in time.
Yeah, he has to really get his
Oh,
defensive line. Oh, very good stop. Very good defense coming out from CJ there. It is going to get shot back into midfield. It is going to be a bit of a header coming out from there, from CJ there. So at this point, he could be in a bit of an advantageous position as long as he's able to really hold this defensive line together. Just as I say that, it is going to be back into his possession here. So very well played is going to be a bit of a long shot, but I believe that's going to take some possession back to Dallas at that point.
now it seems like more of a set defense. So hopefully CJ's able to. Yes, and he does. He does stay in position, able to take away that ball, and now pass it to Dembele.
Definitely, Dembele does have a lot of possession here. There could be a bit of a breakaway. Oh, he's able to get past the defensive line. Is he going to be able to get the goalie? No, I believe that's going to be a bit of a corner kick. So that could be very huge right now, especially if he's able to get in. He's going to try and get it a bit quickly. Is it going to go off penalty? I don't believe it is. It's going to stay on field. So CJ could have another opportunity here, but it is going to be bounced off. It's going to be another corner kick. I was about to say, that's the thing, especially when they're over on goal, you should just expect a lot of corner kicks at this point. Like, that's pretty much all you're going to see. Ooh, CJ's trying to take possession back. He is able to take possession.
Good.
He's trying to get it through the defensive line. Is he going to be able to find something here? It's going to get a pass over into midfield, but not really able to find much there.
Dribbling a lot there. I think you should have passed that one.
Definitely. Like, there has to be a lot of, like, kind of balance between being able to dribble, but you also got to try and find some opportunities to pass. And, like, I feel like CJ did have a lot that he could have really done there.
Absolutely. There are plenty of opportunities that low. You either rip the shot, you can pass one, try and just run in there yourself, and that's the option that he chose. It was just a little unfortunate on that one.
Definitely, we do see a bit of a pretty good offense coming out from the side of Dallas right now, but luckily it was a very good defense getting a header back over to CJ on Rafinha. He's just trying to play so aggressive, but the possession is going to go back to Dallas at this point. So it's just a back and forth game at this point.
Oh, this is dangerous.
Very good defense, but unfortunately wasn't able to do a lot, and it is going to be a 2-point deficit for CJ here. CJ has to really try and break through that defensive line at this point.
He's got to apply that pressure that he did about halfway through the first half.
I feel like that's the thing, especially getting into later in the games like it is now, where there's only about 15 minutes left before full time. I feel like CJ definitely has to try and play aggressive, but he can't let himself get too aggressive or too offensive, because if he lets it get to him, it's definitely going to lead to his downfall. So he has to try and find a good balance here.
Here he is with a big run.
It's going to be a very big run. He's going to try and keep possession, but no, it is going to be a very good steal back from Dallas right now. He has to try and get his defensive line really back right now.
He's got 3 back there. It's a 3-on-2 now, 4-on-2.
Ooh, breaking everybody's ankles. What in the world is going on here? It could be a potential score going in, but no, CJ is going to have his goalie defend it pretty well. So very curious to see what we might have going on here. CJ could have a bit of a breakaway. It's going to be on left wing. Ooh, is going through center. He's going to try and get through midfield, but no, it's going to get stolen once again. Just very well played from Dallas here.
No, they're doing a good job. They're really holding that back line pretty nicely. As well, now CJ gets it, and now it comes down to the back line by the 18, and it's a goal.
Very, very well played goal there from
10
CJ.
minutes left.
10
What a goal. Come on, CJ.
Definitely. I was about to say, with 10 minutes left, do you think CJ has a chance to potentially bring it back here? As long as he's
Absolutely.
able to play that offense?
Absolutely. As long as he needs to get the possession here now.
Definitely, especially with the way they're playing. They're probably trying to find a bit of a really tricky angle right now, but it is going to go off field. It is going to be a goal kick in for CJ. This definitely could be the possession that he needs right now.
No, absolutely. Now with 5 minutes to go without added time, now is your time to make your biggest attack and try and even the score.
Definitely, CJ's just trying to really take it back. He's trying to steal the possession. He does get the possession back. It is going to be pretty heavily on right wing, but it is going to be going over to Dembele. It is going to be a very big hit over to Rampina over on left wing. It's going to be a pass through mid. He's going to try and just get something going here. He could potentially have an opening. No, it is going to get bounced off, but I believe that's going to be a pretty advantageous corner kick for him. This could be something very crucial for CJ at this point.
He's got to keep it in this side.
Bit of an unfortunate miss. It is going to be a header. It is going to be a goal kick back in from the side of Dallas. CJ has to try and find possession as soon as he can. He has to try and get through this defensive line, especially with the way that it is right now.
No, he definitely has to apply pressure, as now the ball's about to get past midfield, and we're about to hit added time.
Definitely, I feel like we're about to see some added time. I wonder what exactly CJ is going to do. He has to try and get aggressive here. We do see about 2 minutes left of added time. CJ has to try and find the possession here, but he's not able to. It's going to be passed back to midfield. Very good clear over onto left wing for Dallas, but no, it is going to potentially go out. No, CJ is not going to have it go out. I believe this might be it, unfortunately. CJ does take possession back, though. This could be what he potentially needs, but no, it is going to be a very unfortunate game, and CJ will go down 2-1 in favor of Dallas there. So
I will say, though, what a game that was. Played with my emotions a little bit.
I was about to say, playing with our emotions, like we were all getting hype, like, oh my gosh, he made a score, but unfortunately wasn't enough. So that is going to be a very, very well played game from both CJ and Dallas, but at this point, I'm very curious to see how exactly he's going to bounce back. Like, I feel like he's definitely going to have to get his mental back in a lot of ways, because you can't really let a loss like that, especially how close it was, you can't really let that get you down. Like,
exactly.
Getting crushed in ways, like maybe going like 0-7, something like that, like it is definitely going to be a wear and tear on your mental, but like a close game like that, you definitely want to pick yourself back up.
I mean, this was a 1-1, and then after looking at this matchup, he only lost 3-4.
Definitely.
He played well. I think that at this point, yeah, I'd understand. Absolutely, you're upset. But at the end of the day, look how close it was.
Definitely. It was a very close game. Definitely just got to pick himself back up. Really just do his best, because he played a phenomenal game, especially like trying to really tighten that deficit. So, like, regardless of that, I am very, very impressed with how CJ played. So I think with that, we're actually going to be going to a quick break, and then we're actually going to be interviewing CJ himself, seeing like what his thoughts were after the match. So yeah, we'll be back very soon.
So welcome back, everybody. As Jacob mentioned, my name is Alex, and I'm here with Dagoon, CJ.
Hello.
So first things first. Tell us how those first two matches went, as we didn't get to see them.
Well, the first two matches, I felt like the first one I definitely had it in there. I won 2-0. I felt like I played pretty good defensively, but then the second one, he definitely surprised me with with his offensive plays, but lost the second one. A hard battle and loss, but okay.
So now, I should ask you, how are you feeling overall? Like, what are your thoughts of the match?
I felt good at first, but it definitely was a sour feeling after losing the third one. He got the dub. Congratulations to him. But I feel like after this, I can definitely take what I did today and work on what I need to work on.
Is there anything like specifically like you think that you would need to work on?
I definitely got to work more on controlling the players in the back. I feel like I scatter too much with the players in the back. But other than that, I feel like I have a pretty solid game plan going in. And it depends on the player who I'm playing against. Definitely got to switch up some tactics depending on the players.
So you felt prepared for this matchup today?
I could say I felt prepared, but then again, caught me by surprise. So I got to remember to change up formations or any tactics needed during the games.
So how do you think then you're going to do your next match? What should we expect?
I'm hoping to get a dub. I got to bring it home from Bridgewater, but other than that, I just got to keep working hard, improve my game, and then hopefully the next time we'll get the dub home.
I will say you had a lot of good runs, a lot of good shots on target.
I did.
I really thought some of them were going in.
But not all of them can go in, But that's all right. That's why you got to keep practicing, make sure you get them shots in. But today wasn't it. Maybe the next one will be.
We can hope so. Uh, so on that note, we are going to be wrapping up for the night. Thank you all very much for watching EC Esports. Check us out on Thursday for Madden.
And we're signing off.